Hi, I've been wanting to do a video about, oh, there's something in my beard. I've been out in the field all day. Um, really tired. I've been collecting stones from the field, because I need to plant some grass, or and some oat for the horses. All right. I wanted to talk about something that I've heard a lot of people talk about. And if you're new to the whole slap comic circus, you might be a little bit confused about this. But before I do that, I want to show off three comics. No, pulps that I got. Um, the first one here is Amazing Stories. I cannot remember when it's from. April 1941. Um, there's a lot of glare. That's on Alan St. John. I think that was. He did a lot of the Edgar Rice Burroughs covers. This is not Edgar Rice Burroughs, but the tiger is freaking amazing. I love that cover. Really, really nice. I bought this from Comic Connect, I think, and it was the price was okay. It wasn't cheap. It was fair. I can't remember what it was. But the shipping, the shipping was the day. I got this shipped to the U.S. and they charged me $30 or $40 to ship it. Now it wasn't. That was the slowest, the cheapest shipping I could buy from them. One. It's a little bit thick, but it's not that bad. It's like two comic books. 40 freaking dollars. So I don't use Comic Connect anymore. I don't use Heritage. It's just too expensive. They fuck you at the shipping. That's what they do. Um, Sorry about my language. Now this one, Spicy Adventures, is from. I can't remember. It's old. The Curse of Khufu. This is an amazing cover. I am so in love with this cover. The very naked woman, or almost naked woman, and the two African dudes with the shields and the spears, the two warriors carrying her away. Now, it was probably because she was an evil witch and she killed their kids, and now they're gonna sacrifice her or kill her or something. I don't know what the story is. I haven't read it yet. It's just an absolutely amazing cover. This was not from Comic Connect or Heritage. It wasn't on sale on either one of them. I can't remember which one. Um, since I stopped going there, it's just the shipping is just. I don't live in the U.S., but I get things shipped to Staggery, which I'm I didn't want to be this negative, but I I'm still waiting on a package. It was supposed to arrive. It was sent from the U.S. on the 4th of February, so it's 2 months now, and they said it was in Denmark, but nobody told me, and now it's in England for I don't know why. And I've been writing them like 10 mails, and they keep saying, oh, we'll check it out and get back to you. So if they don't solve it, I'm going to be pretty pissed, and I'm going to stop using them. If they step up and solve it, fair play. But right now, their customer service has been not very good. Not very good. No, I've been writing them. I don't know, 10 emails at least, and they always get back to you. With the standard response, the automated response, and then twice, no, maybe three times, they've gotten back to me like a real person got back to me and said, oh, I'll look into it. And then nothing. I waited weeks and then I wrote them again. I just wrote them again and he said, yeah, I already told you I was going to look into. I'm looking into it. I'm like, yeah, it's been a month now. Maybe you should like look into it. I don't like complaining. But it is what it is, right? I want you customer service is so important because everything nowadays is very expensive. So it's all about doing good customer service. And I know it's not free, you know, but it does a world of a difference. It just does. They could just get back to me and say, we're looking into this, we'll do anything we can, blah blah blah, actually try to solve it, instead of just I don't know if they're just waiting for the case to get too old or I don't know. It seems a little bit fidgy. Um, Seems a little bit strange. All right, last one I'm going to show you is I'm really happy about this book. Sort of. I'm gonna complain again. Jesus. This is feature book number 26, Prince Valiant, and as you can see, it's from Metropolis, which is also Comic Connect. This was not an auction. I bought this. They had it on for sale, and I put in an offer, and they responded with a counter offer, and it was below fair market value. So I bought it. This is the only Prince Valiant that Hal Foster has done outside the comic strip, like in a comic book form. Sorry, I should specify that, right? Not the only one. The only comic book, original comic book drawing that Hal Foster has done. Now, looks nice, sort of. It's dirty and it has some serious wraps there. Sorry about my fingernails. They're all black from dirt. The corner here is missing. I mean, like this, it looks like it's very dirty. I don't know if you can see that, but it is not like sexy dirty, but and down here it's almost falling apart. They say this is a 5.0. Now I'll be damned if this is a 5.0. You know, I'm gonna send this into a CBCS because I like them. It's a little bit larger than a normal comic book, so I don't know if it's a magazine or what it is. I want this preserved for the future, so that's why I'm doing it. I really like it. I'm very happy about the purchase. It wasn't like a great deal or anything. That's another thing I want to talk about today. I want to talk about two things, but that's it. Feature book 26, Hal Foster, Prince Valiant. If you haven't read Prince Valiant, you should. What can I say? You should. I think this is the first comic book that I ever read. Not like this, but Prince Valiant, or maybe Asterix, or Linda and Valentine, which is called something different in English. Valentino. Luc Besson did a movie that was really crap, but I think it was Asterix. That was the first time. And if you haven't read Asterix, just stop this video, go out, buy an Asterix comic book, like the old ones, not the new ones. Uderzo and what's the guy's name? There's a writer and an artist. With the first, I can't remember how many albums they did. They did a lot. And they were brilliant writer. He was a very, very good writer because he was funny, he was historical accurate, or in the vicinity of, but there was a lot of really, really clever humor in it. And the really, really clever thing about the humor was that you could read it as a kid and have a laugh, and you can read it as an adult and have a laugh. That's very, very difficult to do, to bridge that. But he did that. Oh, for the love of Christ, I can't remember his name. Oh, doesn't matter. I'll get it in a second. I read that, and then I read Prince Valiant. Um, and I, this is the art and the storytelling. It's set in King Arthur's time. Um, he's a Prince of Thule, which is on Greenland, I think. Yeah, North Greenland. There might be another town called Thule, because otherwise he's the Prince of Nothing. Um, but no, it's a really, really, really good story. It's mixed with a little bit of magic, fantasy. Um, there's nothing like it really. It's like Lord of the Rings, but it's this world here. So sort of like, I don't like Harry Potter. I don't know why. I've tried to read the book 3 times. I tried to read 3 different books, but I just can't get through them. I don't like the films. It's not a universe for me. But Prince Valiant, I really, really like. I haven't seen that. There's a movie from 1950 something. I haven't seen it yet. Anyway, I got this, and I'm very happy that I got this. I do not think this is a 5.0. I think this is a 3.5, but I'm going to send it to CBCS and see what they say. Um, yeah, I just want it preserved for the future. So I was going to talk about actually, yeah, sorry, I was going to talk about um, YouTubers telling you about books that they bought, because I watch different YouTubers talking about comic books. I'm all over the place. I don't really like follow anyone, but there's a few that I really like. Then I just watch random videos, when I have a break, 10 minutes here and there. So, but I've noticed that a lot of them tell you that they bought books really cheap, or they always, got it for a good price. Because, you can get lucky sometimes and get a book like cheap. You know, sometimes you can score. Um, if you do the dirty work and you go out into the fields of the comic shops and you go through the boxes, yeah, you can find gold. You're not going to find X-Men #1 for $1 because nobody's that stupid. But you can find some good comic books that are very much cheaper than online. But most of these YouTubers buy the comic books online at auctions, and the auctions are typically Heritage or Comic Link, Comic Connect, or My Comic Shop. And I follow some of them, not all, but I do follow some of, just to see if what's happening with the prices. And these people are telling their viewers, oh, I got this book at an amazing price, and I'm thinking, yeah, one book sold this month, because these are rare books, and you bought it at an auction, and it was sold at an auction. The price wasn't that fucking good. And if you put in the fees, the auction fees, and the shipping, the price is awful. And I don't know why everybody needs to tell you that they got books at amazing prices. Maybe they're a little bit ashamed of what they really paid for them. Some people do, as I said, some people can get, we all find stuff sometimes that are cheaper than fair market value. Um, doesn't mean that it's dirt cheap. Doesn't mean that, um, like, if this is not a 5.0, which I don't think it is, then the price wasn't that good. If it's a 3, you know, what can you do? Um, I just, I don't know. It pisses me off a little bit that people need to tell you that they got the books cheaper than they did, because then it becomes a trend and nobody wants to be the person who buys the book at fair market value or above that. And I see that all the time. Books sell all the time above fair market value. So somebody's buying them. um, a lot of people actually are buying them. Uh, Loads of books are for sale on eBay. I don't follow everything, of course. That would like be a full time job. But I do follow some titles, and I see, because I'm looking for specific titles, and I just see them selling again and again and again above fair market value. And then I go in and I see some YouTuber who like bought it for half that price, or so he claims. And I go, where the hell do you buy your comic books that cheap? Now again, if you go out into the wild, as they call it, and you buy the comic books you find them in a long box, but you're not going to buy, you're not going to find the major keys. X-Men 1 to 10, you're not going to find them in a long box. You're just not. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, all that. You're not. You may find other lesser keys that are like $30 or $40. You might even find something that's $100. I don't know. For $1. That's, great. And it's fun. And if you're into that, I would love doing that. Like if I had comic shops around me, there are none in Denmark that have like long boxes out that you can go through. I don't think there's anyone in Sweden either. Maybe in Germany. I don't know. I think you have to go to England to do that. I would love to do that. I would love to go to the US and just drive around from comic store to comic store. Um, just going through boxes all day. I love it. I went to Paris actually with my um I I went to Paris. That's the story. And I went into a comic book shop, and I spent like half a day just going through their stuff, and I loved it. And I found some really good stuff. I could have spent like tons of money, but I did spend too much. But it was fun. It wasn't cheap though. Nothing there was. Everything was above fair market value because it's Europe and it's more expensive. But it was still fun. It was a lot of fun just digging through the boxes. Just seeing amazing cover. Didn't know that existed. You gotta have that. So yeah. Oh right, yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the census. Um, Everybody and their uncle are talking about books on the census. Um, so CGC and CBCS and what's the other PXP PCXP? I don't know. Anyway, CGC and CBCS have um, a database of the books that they grade and which grade they've given them, and they have a number so they can track them. So you can't cheat, I guess. So if you go in to eBay and you find a book that you want that's expensive, you can find the number in the corner. I can just hang on. I'll just get you one. That's my oak tree out there. It's a small one. Oh, I have to stretch. I've been bending over, picking up stones all day. My back is just, I'm getting too old for this. Right, here, there's a number. And you can go to, this is a CGC book. You can go to CGC and you can see that this is the comic book. It has this grade, which is not amazing. and its origin and first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. You can see that by the number. So it's on the census. It's on their radar, so to speak. And you can see how many books, like how many Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 64, 9.4 are on the census. And there might be, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, I don't know. And the less there are, the rarer the book are, sort of. But not really, right? Because I have something I want to show. I'll just pop up out again. You have to entertain yourself for a second. Now, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 64, is on the census, and there's probably a few thousand of them. 9.4. This one, the Lone Ranger's Companion Tonto, 9.6. Now, if you go to Go Collect or one of the other tracking comic book prices tracking websites, it will show that this does not exist on CGC. Like if you go to CGC, it will of course show, but there's only one of these. Only one. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that this is the rarest freaking book in the universe? No. It means that one person decided to send this into CGC. There's maybe 30,000 other copies out there, and 25,000 of them might be 9.08, sorry. 9.0, yeah, that too. So it just means that you can, like with the big books, the popular books, you can use it as a tracking, as a guide. You know, you can say, okay, there are, I don't know how many, I didn't check, but there's like, whatever, let's say 3,000, 9.4 Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man on the census. It's not that rare, right? X-Men number 4, I think there is about 2,500 total on the census. So, is it a rare book? It's not unrare, but there might be like 20,000 copies that haven't been sent to CGC. There might not be, you know. It doesn't mean that, you know, they're always telling you, these YouTubers, that this is a very, very rare book because there's only 200 on the census. And it might be true if there were only 200 printed, you know, then it's a really rare book, or 500 printed, or 1,000 printed. But if there were 20,000 printed, it just means that 200 people bothered to send it to CGC. Now you can send like some random book to CGC, and it might be the only one on the census. Doesn't make it worth 10,000 grand. Makes it worth maybe $15 if somebody wants to pay that, because it's just a random book, right? You just have to take it into account. You have to like think, and you have to, because people are telling you all sorts of stuff, and people wants to sell you stuff. The big YouTubers are sponsored by other people, and they're trying to get you to buy shit that you don't need. So you need to think, and you need to figure things out for yourself. You know, you can like the big YouTubers. I like Reggie. I just fast forward through some parts. He's very good. He's very professional. He's very well informed. He's a very good screen persona. I just don't like the money part of it, you know? That he's trying to like, he's getting sponsored for doing stupid shit, and I don't like that. You know? I like people who do this, who love this hobby, and who I listen to. I don't follow, but I listen to what they say. I like it to be clear that they're talking from their heart and not from their wallet, if you catch my drift. So um, that's why this is so important. That Sean, stuff like this. Like, this is a common book. This is probably a very common book as well. I don't know how many were printed. It's a Dell book. Probably a lot. I love this cover. Man, it's the buffalo, Tonto, the horse. Look at the horse. Sorry. It's amazing. Look at the stride with the leg. It's just amazing. It's a really, really beautiful cover. So much glare. Sorry about that. I love Cloak and Dagger. That's why I have this. Puny 9.4, but still. This ended up being too expensive. That's from Comic Link, actually. 160 with shipping and buyer's premium. Jesus. Shipping and handling $20. Not that bad. Not that bad. For a slab. It's not 40 like from Comic Connect. That's it. That's just what I wanted to talk to you about. I have a lot of respect for a lot of people who are doing this and who's doing a great job at promoting this hobby and keeping it alive. I like reading the books. I like collecting. Um, I, as I said, I don't like the money part of it, but I understand it. Um, yeah. Shout out to Howler Mouse. Sorry about I confused, but I was trying to be funny, and then um, happens. And to the Canadian fella, I can never remember his name. It's Comic Geek collector geek comic collector geek, something like that. One of those. Um, Very informative, very amusing to watch his unpacking. He has like tons of comic books. Um, so yeah, um, maybe this can generate a bit of a discussion about census and about um, not listening too much to what other people are telling you. That's it doesn't just go for comics. It goes for life, right? You have to you have to take everything with a grain of salt, and you have to think about stuff. I teach my kids that all the time. When we listen to the news, you know, I'm not saying that they're lying. The news speakers. I don't think that there's a big conspiracy and all that. I just tell them. I teach them to watch out for what kind of words the news speaker is using to describe something. Because they're usually tilting it now in one way or the other, left or right, usually political. Sometimes it's just their own opinions, but it just pisses me off because I want to, well, I don't want to anymore because I'm fucking sick and tired of the news, and I'm sick of the lying, and I'm sick of the whole agenda with trying to make me feel something or other instead of just they used to just tell me what was going on in the world, and now I have to feel guilt and remorse, and I don't know. I'm too tired. I'm too old. It's a lesson in life, not just about comic books. Just learn to think for yourself, right? You can listen to other people because they might be smart, and it might be valuable what they have to say, but you have to think about it. And I would stay away from channels like Comic Tom and stuff like. It's just for me. It's just way too much about money and not about comic books. But it's And nothing bad said about, Comic Tom has a, he's really, really, really professional, and he has a lot of knowledge. It's just, I think it's too much about trying to make money and not enough about loving comic books. But that's just me, right? And I'm just a dude with like 7 viewers, so who the fuck cares? Um, Watch some Howl a Mouse instead. Watch Comic Collector Geek, one or the other. Watch oh Jesus, now I can't remember. Sleepy Reader. And the other guy, no, the other fella, the other guy, I can't remember. Just try to be part of the community in a positive way. That's what I wanted to say. All right, cheers. I'm out of here. I've talked way too long. Bye.